I am against thee,
Mm-hmm.
and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Meaning the most desolate. It's going to be worse than Syria, worse than any other country's destruction, worse than when they
Sodom and
dropped those
Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah, worse than when they dropped the atomic.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Mm-hmm. America's going to get that much more worse. Because honestly, they're guilty of all the destruction in the world, really. Right up.
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh.
Yep, because why? It's commanded you have to pay. I'm going to get Proverbs 9:5 again. And it says, a false witness shall not be unpunished. And who's that false witness? America, the UN, EU, NATO. Then it says, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. I mean, you ain't going to escape these prophecies. It doesn't matter what you do. If you go to the Bitcoin, if you go into the chip, RFID chip, which we know through the Spirit, you are going to. But no matter what you go to, you put your money in lasers, you try to run to Mars, you can't escape this. The Lord owns everything, including you. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Master Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Right, forever. And blood is meaning you can see their record. Everywhere they go, they create death. They go into a country, they bring death. Even into their own country here in America. America was built on the blood of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Truly the children of Israel. Go ahead.
John, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth.
Mm-hmm.
And I will fill his mountains with his slain men.
With his slain men. Why his mountains? Because there's going to be, World War III is going to be fought right here in America. That's why it's a virgin. Because war hasn't touched this land, truly. You had a civil war, but that wasn't a world war. Like the rest of the world has suffered. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 9. Or actually, continue in verse 8. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword.
Mm-hmm. In every tribe of Esau, in every place of the world that they may occupy, death is coming to them. And it's not going to be a death of old age. It's going to be a horrific, horrifying death.
It says slain with the sword.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I will make thee perpetual desolations.
And that's precept right there with the perpetual hate that you had for your brothers. Jacob, which are the Israelites. Go ahead.
And thy cities shall not return.
I mean, you ain't coming back. There is no new renaissance. That's what Trump thinks. That's why there's a war going on between the two government powers, two ruling powers, which is Esau and Amalek. You're seeing Esau buck up against Amalek. Amalek being the Jewish, the Rothschilds, the bankers, those are the Rothschilds. Those are Amalek. The Esau, like Trump, your so-called redneck hillbillies, those are Edomites. They're the same thing, but they're of two lines. The same blood, same nationality, but just different tribe. So they're warring against each other right now. And how could a house stand if it's divided? And that's how the Lord's truly going to destroy them. He's really going to have them kill each other. What did they do to us in slavery? They turned each other upon. They taught us to betray each other.
I got a precept.
Right up.
This is Jeremiah 51:4, same chapter that I was in. It says, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets.
Mm-hmm. In her streets. I mean, you ain't gonna have to catch a plane for this war. It's coming right to your front door. And believe me, you ain't got enough bullets in your house to protect you or your family from a UN military or from natural disaster, because that's coming right with this. You're gonna have tornadoes. You're gonna have blizzards like no other time before. 1977, I believe it was. There was a blizzard in New York, I believe, and they said there was a record of 200 inches of snow. The cars were buried. Do you know in that kind of snow that your power shuts off? How are you going to stay warm then? Especially if you're in an apartment or something. You ain't going to burn no fire in no apartment. And you better hope you got a gas stove if that's the case.
Shit.
That's death right there to most people right there. That's that situation. That's what's coming. You're going to have war and a disease, pestilence, and natural disaster. You're going to have tornadoes wipe through and just destroy a whole city. And you're going to hear the cries of children that were left behind because their parents were taken. And they're going to get ate by animals. Go ahead,
Come on. It says, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, power.
Yeah, he lives forever. That's the thing. The prophecy is going to be forever. Once it's fulfilled, it's still a prophecy that was fulfilled. You can't change these. And that's what Esau thinks he could do. He thinks he could interfere with the Most High. That's why you think you could go in and change the DNA on something. You think you could, gene split?
Oh, splice?
Yeah, splice. Because you think you could erase the Most High and take his place pretty much. But you're going to be taught with the sword that who you are is just a man.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, and you're the weakest of men. Even Ishmael's stronger than you. Or Moab. Moab fucked you up in Vietnam. In North Korea, what was it, the Korean War? World War II?
Vietnam War, Korean War.
Yeah, they had that Hamburger Hill. Was that with I think that was with Korea, no?
World War II, no, World War I think was with Korea.
But in Korea, I know they was chopping them up, though. You got more of that up?
Go on, let me see. It says, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of mine hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's coming, is judgment to this place, to these nations. Because it ain't just Esau, it's going to be all nations, including starting with Israel. That's the prophecy right there. But the reason why people don't speak prophecy through the Spirit is because they're not prophets. A prophet's going to do what a prophet was bred to do, built to do. I got that 37. It goes right with the... this is Ezekiel 36, and I'll start at 36. Then the heathen that are left round about you shall know that I am, that I, Yahweh, build the ruined places, and plant that was desolate. I, Yahweh, have spoken it, and I will do it. Can you get that? The Lord's word don't return vain. Mm-hmm. So he says at the end here, I, Yahweh, have spoken it, and I will do it. Showing that the prophets prophesying is what brings forth the prophecy. Because he's who have spoken it, so who will do it? It's Yahweh. Through his son, Yahweh Shai, and through the Spirit, which the Spirit dwells inside the prophets. Go ahead,
John, this is Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
6 o'clock. Right. So it's going to be fulfilled, and it's going to be fulfilled to an flowing in abundance. I mean, it ain't just barely gonna make it. You're not just gonna, like, you think, like Esau honestly thinks
The
that
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, barely slide under and put his hat, grab his hat real quick. Yeah, nah, you ain't gonna make it. That's why they were trying to go back in time, and time travel ain't true. In the Apocrypha, it tells you there's nothing there. Once the time passed,
It's past.
it's past. Verse 37, thus saith Yahweh's power, I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Israel to do it for them. So why is he going to make all these prophecies take place? For Israel's sake. Why? So that we may see and call upon our power to deliver us through his son. Then it says pretty much to repent. I will increase them with men like a flock. And you see that with the camps. The elder Malcolm just said that there was a camp that just popped up in South America. And we're like flocks out there. If you watch like one of these big camps like Chicago or New York, it looks like a flock of men. Verse 38. As the holy flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her Solomon feast, so shall the waste cities be filled with flocks of men, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. That's beautiful too. They're wasted cities. You know, at one time Israel was wasted, but now we're coming back. And that's what we're getting into with this next chapter right now as we go on. Because what is the prophet's purpose? It's to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Verse 37, chapter 37:1. The hand of Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones. And who's those bones? The 2/3 Israelite. They're on Christianity. They're in Black Power, in the Brown Pride movement, in worshiping women, trying to be a Kemetic, trying to be a homosexual. Verse 2, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there was very many in the open valley, and lo, and what valley is that? That's that valley of shadow of death. It says, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And that's what our people are. They're very dry. You know? They can't absorb this. Why is there a flash flooding in the deserts? Because it's so dry it cannot absorb the water that is put upon it, like we were just talking about earlier. The water being this truth. It can't absorb it because they're too dry. It just rolls right off of them. Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O master power, thou knowest. Again he said unto me. So look how humble he is. It ain't like he's even trying to be like, let me think about it. No, he's saying only you could know. And then he said, again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones. See, he was commanded to do what? Prophesy